Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, meaning peace and blessings upon you all. Dear students, today we're gonna learn how to make our flash drive bootable. Because we have these days, netbooks coming in which do not have CD-ROMs, or maybe in someday, like the floppy drives became a history. CD-ROMs may also vanish, and at that time we need only the flash drives. So how to make flash drive a bootable and run a Windows 7 or XP setup from that? It's actually very easy. I will show you the two methods. One for a bit technical, actually in which you will do the things, and second is you will use a simple piece of cake and just eat it. I'm going to say a software, as you could see in my desktop. Here we go. So first thing is, let's learn how to make my flash drive as a bootable. For that we need a runnable Windows 7 desktop, as I'm having here. I go to the run, the orb, I click the orb, and then I will write the disk part, DISKPART. It's the Windows program which helps us to do partitions of our disk, right? So disk partition is coming in, as you could see in my window here. It will take a bit of time, and the disk partition is a program which partitions our disk, right? So what I do first is, I would like to see, I have put my pen drive in the USB port, and I'm telling him to list the disk, means what kind of disks I'm having. And here, if you could see the 1924 MB, it is around 2 MB. You need a 2 GB actually, a flash drive for having, if you wanna install Windows 7 from it. So 1924 MB means around 2 GB. It is 2 GB pen drive. So this is my disk. I have to first select it because I want to do a lot of things on it. So that means I gotta select it. So let me select it. How? By saying select disk 1. Is it 1 or 2? Oh, it's 2, right? I'd say select disk 2, because what the name is. This is important, because now whatever you do, this will be applied to disk 2nd. That's a pen drive. If you do same thing, if you mistake here and you select some other disk, maybe your other disk in your system, that will be formatted, and that will be totally destroyed. So better what you do is you will be cautious that you are selecting your pen drive, and the better option to see here is like an MB, because your hard drives will not be in MB these days. So megabyte, if you see, it means it says something smaller, right? The second thing is, when I have selected my disk, as it's saying that disk 2 is now selected disk, you gotta clean it. Clean means just clean it. It's not a format. A format only deletes the data actually, and it reformulates a partition table, but the partitions are there. Clean just cleans it, means there's no partition at all, right? So after hitting the enter, it's telling me disk part succeeded in cleaning the disk. Now if I open my pen drive, where is it? Here we go. This one is it. If I try to open it, it can't open. It's saying please insert a disk into removable disk. That means there is no disk, but there is disk. Actually there's no partition details. It's all cleaned, right? This is important. So you have cleaned it, even there is no partition in it. So what we're gonna do after cleaning, we're gonna create a partition. But to boot from a partition, we need a primary partition. So what I got to do is I'll say create partition that to primary, right? So I'm telling him, please create me a primary partition, right? So it's telling me this part succeeded in creating the specified partition. So my partition is created. Now if I open my computer here and just double click it, this time it's not telling me that insert the drive, rather it's telling me to format it because it's not formatted yet. So partition is created but it's not formatted. This is the difference. When I clean it, there's not even a partition detail, there's nothing in it. It's as good as there is no drive. Now after creating a primary partition, a partition is being created but it's not formatted yet, right? Okay, so before I format it, I had to do something. I don't want to format it right now like this. What I want to do is I will make this partition as active. Now whatever I'm doing, I'm saying active, I'm saying create primary partition. It's all being done on my selected disk. So this is important. What disk you are selecting, everything will be done on that. So better you select your disk properly, right? Now active. So what does active makes it? It's an active partition, because whenever you want to boot from something, it should be a active partition, right? So my flash drive is now active. It's the partition is there, it's active, but it's not formatted. So better I format it, but I have to tell him don't format it just with any file system, but rather the file system should be NTFS. So NT file system should be there. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna format it using file system of NTFS after doing all these things. So it will start formatting it, it will take a time. Let's in the meantime recap it, that I did what? I first, it's not getting on the back, let me just recap it like that. I just first click the orb in Windows XP, like we have a start menu. I just click it in the search, I said disk partition, that was disk part. Then when the disk part runs, the program disk part, therein I said list the disks so that I will see what is the number of my disk, right? Then I selected that disk, say disk 2 it was, I selected disk second, your case it could be disk 1 or so better you select a proper disk. And MB I said is a trick to see which is an MBs. Then you clean it. Clean means clean everything, the partition details and everything, nothing remains there. So you have to repartition it then. So you say create a partition with a primary partition there, then you make it active and you format it, right? Let me skip this part and let me forward it a bit because it's only 28%. Okay, I'm done with the disk part. I mean formatting. Disk part has successfully formatted the volume, so 100% is complete. So I'm done with all the steps. Only one thing which I need to do at the end, that is assign. Now if you go to open your computer, my computer, and now you could see it's formatted, there is something in it, okay, all the partition details and all. But one more thing still we have to do is to assign. Actually this will assign a partition. We have a letter, a drive letter. It will assign a drive letter and it will actually make it a bootable. If you could see now, say successfully assigned the drive letter or mount point. So mount point is there now. So everything is there. As you could see now, it's opening up here. After done that, it's getting opened automatic. So autoplay is there now. Now your drive, flash drive, is perfectly bootable. So I must congratulate you. Good job. But one more thing we got to do is, because we don't want to only make it bootable, rather we want to install Windows 7 or something else from it. So what you got to do is copy from Windows 7 from a DVD into the system, some folder, and then copy it into your pen drive. Right now, this will make you this whatever we have done. This has made your pen drive bootable. Now, what you got to do is copy from Windows 7 DVD all files with the Control A, maybe put it in some folder and copy that to your pen drive or flash drive, right? So, and bingo, you are done. And there's one more way. If you don't want to do all these steps, then there is one more way. We have a NoviCorp Win to Flash. Just download this Win to Flash software. This is a piece of cake. So I have downloaded the beta version of Win to Flash from NoviCorp. Right? It's a very easy software to use. Now, when you run it, you will get this window. Now here it's telling you that you have to select where your folder is. For example, Win 7 folder where you have actually copied your all DVD files. Okay, Windows 7 or Windows XP or whatever, and USB drive. Here you have to select which USB drive, and after you say next, and there will come a window which will tell you whether you want to make it an Windows 7 or Win XP or whatever, or Windows 2003 and so. So it's very easy. You can figure out yourself. Just download the software and you can do it. Right? Okay. So I hope this will be helpful to you. So take care and masalama.